When the Soviet Union launched its invasion of Afghanistan in 1979, they anticipated a swift victory. Instead, they encountered fierce resistance from the Afghan Mujahideen, who, lacking tanks and aircraft, possessed a profound knowledge of the land, immense determination, and centuries of guerrilla warfare expertise. The intense engagement resembled a gritty war film, with Mujahideen tactics striking unpredictably. Picture a Soviet convoy navigating a narrow mountain pass when, boom, a mine detonates under the lead vehicle, followed by gunfire raining from the heights. The Mujahideen would attack rapidly and then vanish into the terrain before the Soviets could mount a counterattack. The Mujahideen adeptly utilized Afghanistan's challenging landscape, rugged mountains, narrow pathways, and extensive cave systems as vital assets rather than obstacles. They navigated goat trails for supplies, established sniper positions in elevated areas, and concealed munitions in caves, exploiting the terrain in ways conventional soldiers could not. Although Soviet helicopters dominated the skies by day, the Mujahideen thrived under the cover of darkness, launching surprise attacks and retreating before dawn. Their strategy focused not on winning every battle, but on inflicting gradual casualties on the Soviets. They transformed scrap metal and old Soviet munitions into lethal traps, with roads peppered with improvised explosive devices, IEDs, rendering every step perilous for a Soviet soldier. Paranoia became a weapon for the Mujahideen in their struggle against the Soviet forces. Lacking a central command, the resistance operated through tribal leaders, warlords, and local fighters, all united in their goal of expelling the Soviets. This decentralized approach rendered the Soviets' efforts to crush the rebellion ineffective. For every group eliminated, new ones emerged. The Soviet military, once dominant with its helicopters, faced a turning point with the introduction of CIA-supplied Stinger missiles, allowing the Mujahideen to bring down aircraft from the sky. This capability instilled fear in Soviet pilots, who began to fly lower or avoid combat entirely. Rather than relying solely on firepower, the Mujahideen fought with a strong belief system, positioning themselves as defenders of Islam and Afghan tradition. Their connection with local communities fostered support, as villagers provided food, shelter, and intelligence on Soviet movements. The Soviets were perceived as invaders, while the Mujahideen utilized an extensive network of human intelligence spanning villages and mountains. This enabled them to transport weapons and receive medical aid, returning to the battlefield as elusive fighters. Instead of aiming for decisive victories, they prolonged the conflict, making it costly and grueling for the Soviets. Ultimately, the Soviets found themselves defeated not by conventional warfare, but by a relentless strategy of attrition against an indomitable spirit.